Welcome to another episode of Poko's Prime Time Picks. Welcome back, everyone, to Poko Primetime Picks. Poko Primetime Picks, let me tell you what we're doing here. So we have three Poko brothers and their sons, and we get together and we make primetime survivor picks, and we do this in honor of the original Poko, Butch Poko, and we have a lot of fun doing it. Now, the regular season is in the rear view mirror. Just to wrap up where we finished. So during the regular season, our record was 11-7. We finished last week up with a W when we picked the Lions. So I will admit, out of the gate, we learned a lot of different things, and we're hoping that next year we'll be able to improve our regular season record. I will say that with the restrictions that we put on ourselves, where we only pick like special games and primetime games, it does make it a little harder. But hopefully in 2025, we'll do have a better showing in the strike count. So as we wrapped up the regular season, again, the ECAST Outcast League wrapped up with a 3-way tie. Congratulations again to them. And that leads us to the playoffs. Now, this is Wild Card Weekend, and this is potentially one of the greatest weekends of football because the matchups are phenomenal. You just got to, stock up on supplies, get your man cave fully stocked, get a bigger TV, and get ready for the action. So, for the playoffs this year, because we're not in strike contention and we've already finished the regular season, I'm going to do things a little differently for this year's playoffs. And what we're going to do is we're going to pit the Poko Primetime Pickers against each other. And we're going to tally up the results at the end of the Super Bowl, and we'll give you who had the most wins. First, we're going to take a listen to Scott Poko's picks. Scott, give me your picks for Wild Card Weekend.
The playoffs are finally here, and this week, two NFC North teams will play their final game. In the NFC, I like the Eagles over the Packers. I like the Buccaneers over the Commanders, and the Rams over the Vikings. Looking at the AFC, I'm going to go with the favorites. Bills over the Broncos, Ravens over the Steelers, and I don't know if Chargers are a favorite, but I'm going Chargers over Texans.
All right. Good job, Scott. Terry, what are your picks for Wild Card Weekend?
In the AFC, I like the Texans to beat the Chargers. I like the Ravens to beat the Steelers, and maybe a closer game than people expect. I like the Bills to hang on and beat the Broncos. In the NFC, I like the Eagles to beat the Packers, the Commanders to beat the Buccaneers, and the Rams to beat the Vikings.
All right. Michael, can I get your picks for Wild Card Weekend?
All right, we're going to kick off an exciting NFL playoffs with our Wild Card Weekend. We're going to start with the AFC. Going between the Chargers and the Texans, I got to go with the Chargers. Feeling very good about them. The Texans, they lost their receiver, Tank Dell, to injury, and that offense has been kind of stagnant. And the Chargers, they have a great defense. Their offense is starting to put it together. Harbaugh has really turned that team around. So I'm liking the Chargers with this one. And then we have the Steelers versus the Ravens. I think this is going to be all Ravens. The Steelers have a great defense. So do the Ravens. I think Lamar is going to finally right the ship against the Steelers and beat them good. I don't really believe in Russell Wilson leading that Steelers team. I don't think they're going to have enough to keep up with that high-powered Baltimore offense. And we have the very exciting Broncos and Bills game. Bo Nix has been a phenomenal rookie, having a great season. I don't think anybody really saw that coming. And of course, they have a top defense. However, Josh Allen is is an alien. He is having an MVP season. That offense feeds everybody, and they also have a good defense. So I think it's going to be the Bills for that game. All right, as we move to the NFC, we've got the Packers versus the Eagles. The Eagles were able to rest all their starters. I see Jalen Hurts has cleared concussion protocol. The Packers, they got slapped around by the Bears last week. Very happy for that. And I'm going with the Eagles. I hope the Eagles beat the Packers very badly. I hope they blow them out. Then we've got the Commanders versus the Buccaneers. I think this is going to be a really good game. I will be watching this game at a Commanders bar in San Diego. So I'm going to lean Commanders. I think Jade Daniels is having another fantastic year. Just, I talked about Bo Nix in the AFC. Daniels is that counterpart in the NFC. But the Buccaneers, they have a good offense too. They've been putting up numbers with Baker Mayfield. He's had his resurgence, his renaissance. So I think this will be a very exciting and close game. But I am going to go with the Commanders. And lastly, we've got the Vikings versus the Rams. I think this will be another close game, and I like the Rams here. I think the Rams have a sneaky good defense. The Vikings, they got exposed by the Lions last week, and I really like that Rams defense with the young guys. Verse and Fisk are looking really good. Not quite replacing Aaron Donald, but able to put up numbers and pressure the quarterback. And the Vikings, I don't know if Sam Darnold can do it. So I like, Matt Stafford has proven. I like that offense. I'm going to take the Rams.
And here are my picks for this wild card weekend. In the AFC, I'm going to go with the Bills over the Broncos. I just think the Bills are firing on all cylinders. The second game is going to be, I'm going to pick the Ravens over the Steelers. The Steelers are reeling. They've lost, I think, 4 in a row, and I think the Ravens are going to take it to them. For the next matchup, I'm going to go with a road team, and I'm going to pick the Chargers over the Texans. I think the changes that Jim Harbaugh has made, especially on the offensive line, are fantastic. He's got, bookend tackles, and he's got that team playing well. Now I'm going to break down the NFC for Wild Card Weekend. So I'm going to go with the Eagles over the Packers. And for the Washingtons versus the Buccaneers, I'm going to pick another road team. I'm going to go with the Commanders to take the Buccaneers out in Tampa. Now, the Vikings-Rams game had to move to Arizona. But I don't think that's going to be a problem for the Rams. I think that Sam Darnold may be coming back down to earth a little bit. So I'm going to go with the upset pick and pick the Rams. So those are the Poko Primetime picks for Wild Card Weekend. I want to say thanks for joining us. Please click like, please subscribe, and hit that bell. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.
Poco's Primetime Picks.